What is the Feast of the Assumption, and what does it have to do with Mary? Well, when it comes to Italy, don't ever assume anything with Mary. So the Feast of the Assumption is celebrated on the 15th of August. Now, Mary apparently was born without original sin, but that's a story for in December. Anyway, she doesn't really technically die. She's placed in a coffin. The apostles surround her. One apostle was late. His name was Thomas, and disappears. She assumes up into the heavens. Thomas comes and doubts that this happens until eventually Mary throws down a belt for him to hold into his hand so he can believe that she has assumed up into heaven. Assuming she doesn't die, she goes up because she is born without original sin. Now, what's really interesting is that many different places in Italy will celebrate this in a different way. I happened to be in Messina in Sicily, and it was really fascinating. There was a huge structure called the Vada, and it's kind of like this bizarre kind of silver Baroque tree with little sun symbols on it. And then there was, it's like 3 or 4 stories tall. And when I saw it, it was over 20 years ago, probably over 25 years ago. They had little seats around it for the kids to sit on it. Don't think they do that now. But, and it had these giant skis, massive skis to support it. And at the base of it, there was a glass coffin with Mary inside. And so this is all to symbolize her soul going up into heaven. And you had people literally taking men wearing white uniforms with a red scarf and maybe even a blue scarf. And they were barefoot and they had to drag this massive, giant float through the city to get it from one point and then to the Cathedral of Messina, the Duomo, where there was also on the way these 2 massive giants of Messina, a king and queen referred to in history of Messina, sitting there. And these are massive statues, and they're still using them today. So this is all just to give you guys a taste of what it is like in the festival, the Assumption of Mary, but really even called Ferragosto, which has pagan origins, that's celebrated. And this is probably, when it comes to major religious holidays, Christmas, Easter, and Ferragosto is probably the 3rd most important of them. To be inspired on where to go and what to see and learn more about the life of Mary, follow me and through eternity.